This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. So let's talk about Steve Austin here for a minute. He's going to come out and destroy Val Venus and Mr. Perfect, who just returned at the Royal Rumble. And then he's going to ramble about the Beverly Hillbillies, a menu, his workout routine. But whatever he's saying, man, the crowd is just eating up. Now we have the benefit of hindsight and having this conversation. But several months later, he's going to be pretty critical in an open forum about his creative. And this is probably part of it. It does feel as if, as we're on our way to WrestleMania, boy, he is not as featured as he has been in years prior. And he's essentially just destroying, I guess, what some fans would call mid-carders. But it almost feels like he's in no man's land. Was he expressing frustration to you at the time, or did you just hear about that after the fact?
No, Steve was frustrated. Steve was openly frustrated, and at the time would let any and everybody that would listen know that he was frustrated. So it wasn't a secret by any stretch of the imagination.
So AJ Styles has a dark match the next night at the SmackDown tapings, and he lost to Rico Constantino. Can you imagine in hindsight, what if you guys would have signed AJ in 02? I mean, I don't know that the company was necessarily ready for him just yet. We know several months later, TNA becomes a thing and he's their guy, but it is sort of fun to fantasy book. What if, is it not?
AJ, you say the company wasn't ready for AJ. AJ was nowhere near ready at that time. Absolutely. It was, AJ needed a lot more seasoning at that time.
Well, I guess what I mean when I say the company is you look at the top of that roster and man, it is so crowded with so many top Hall of Fame talent, from The Undertaker to Triple H to Chris Jericho to The Rock to Steve Austin. Oh, by the way, Hulk Hogan's coming back, and so is Hall and Nash. And when we finally do see AJ in the company, I mean, he has a resume that everyone sees him as a top guy. And to your point, he's still, maybe a little wet behind the ears here in 02.
Yeah. He was green as grass.
Yeah. So we're going to see, Rock and Hunter team up in the main event of Raw to take on Angle and Jericho after a miscommunication with the heels. So Rock is going to pin Jericho with the rock bottom, and, maybe in hindsight, I would have thought it would have been Hunter, but I guess it doesn't matter. We know where we're going. SmackDown the next day is built around Vince revealing his secret plan that he'll regret. He's also built around Hunter and Stephanie's marital issues. Stephanie is getting a lot of grief regarding her various characters, but man, I've always thought she was a fantastic television performer, and I think this is where we started to see her getting more and more comfortable in that role. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would. I think that from day one, even when you go back and look at the innocent little girl,
yeah,
she played that very well. And as she got more and more into that character, you got to watch Stephanie grow up before your very eyes. And Stephanie handled that very well. So yeah, she was starting to really come into her own at this time and really embracing that heel character. And as I always like to say, it's like, so to be a heel, man, you've got to embrace being hated. You have to embrace antagonizing an audience. You have to embrace just that full on despise and love it, and walk out and truly love it and yearn for more and do everything within your power to get people to hate you more. And Stephanie did embrace that. And there's folks, sometimes when a heel will say, gosh, I don't know. I said, well, because you come back and you look at your tweets and you check your Facebook and see how many likes you got. Who cares, man? How many asses did you put in the seat? How many people care? Good, bad, or indifferent? Do they care? And by God, they cared about Stephanie, and she enjoyed being hated. I enjoy being hated.
Oh no. Come on now. We love you, Bruce. We just wish there was more of you. And I know there's less of you because you've been working out. How's your workout routine going?
Just wonderful, man. Wonderful. Look at this. Look, I got a whole thing, got a big jug of water here and just drinking all my water. Here, I'll pour it up here so you get,
You used to pop your Miller Lite cans into the mic. You can sip a little water in front of the mic.
You know, the workout's going good, man. I'm working out hard, by God. I'm getting stronger. I don't know about faster, but
so let's mention that on SmackDown, it's where we're going to be discussing a tournament to set up who's going to take on Jericho at No Way Out for the title. Austin will pin Booker here to advance, and Angle will pin The Rock after The Undertaker interferes. And this is the episode where we see Vince reveal the whole chair with the NWO logo. And the WWF puts the ticket.
Where were we? What town were we in? Do you have that in your notes?
JR is going to interview Stephanie about her current marital problems and asks early on about infidelity that she committed, in which she denied. And then when JR asked Stephanie about Triple H cheating on her answer is, it's impossible because there's no other woman on earth as good in bed as she is. I mean, hypothetically, if Vince were to pick
the character,
I know that the Stephanie McMahon character could serve, genetic jackhammers come to mind when you think about their family tree. So maybe it runs in the family. I'm not sure, but goddamn, pal, everybody knows my daughter's going to be I mean, what a line. What a line.
Well, if you're good, you're good. What are you going to do about it? Shit.
Well, not everything in this era was good. There's a bikini contest with Billy and Chuck taking on Tori Wilson and Trish Stratus. I'm sure you were disappointed to see that Billy and Chuck didn't get their hand raised here.
I was, because they look damn good.
So the episode of SmackDown ends with Vince and Flair in the ring. And Meltzer would say, Vince explained that the perception of Ric Flair is false. He would never do anything to help the young talent and doesn't give a damn about the fans. And Vince explained that Flair is signing over all of his WWF stock and that Vince agreed not to bring the NWO in. Before his signature, Vince explained that the members of the NWO he was talking about were Hogan, Hall, and Nash. And he said the NWO would have destroyed the WWF, destroying all their stars and the company, but it would have revolutionized sports entertainment. If revolutionized is a euphemism for making the main event suck, he's right. That's according to Dave Meltzer. Vince said he hopes to do business with Hogan, Hall, and Nash in the future, and Flair comes out to sign, but before he does, Austin shows up and tells him to tear up the contract. Flair decks Vince, Austin gives him a stunner, and the show ends with Michael Cole recognizing that this means the NWO is coming in.
Oh my God! Sorry.
Now, the positioning here of it being Austin who puts a stop to it feels like it would be headed, at least at this point, to Hogan Austin, but you're saying that wasn't the case.
No.
Okay.
That was something you could build to do later on.
Austin and Taker go one-on-one on SmackDown. It ends when Jericho comes out and really gets some heat on Austin by using a belt shot, hitting him with his beer cooler, and then drinking his beer. Cause buddy, everybody knows you don't drink his beer. It's interesting though, because we don't necessarily have these guys working together, but we like just keeping it all mixed up, keep them guessing. You got this many stars, got to feature as many guys as you can. It feels a little less paint by numbers in this era as a result. Fair to say?
Well, you also had live events that you had to feed as well.
Sure.
So while you're looking to the pay-per-view and some of the larger stories, you had the live events that you needed to keep fresh, and you needed to keep those stories going on television as well.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.